Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I go by One Cheap Compadre and you're watching Cheap Stocks TV, where on my channel we're talking about savings, investing, even politics. So I decided to make this video because I had to once again go to the dealership, which I totally hate going to. And I just felt that since I went to the dealership not too long ago to get a newer car than what I had before, I wanted to share some tips with people who are planning on going to the dealership to get a car in the near future, and share with you some tips in order to save money when you go, at least help you to be much better prepared when you go to the dealership. Okay, so sit back and relax and let me share my strategies in order to allow for you to save money, beat the dealership at its own game, and get something that you like and enjoy without spending so much money. Okay, so here's my first tip for those who are planning on buying a new car, because lately buying a new car has been taking its toll on people, especially when it comes to the repo man, because many people are extending the amount of payments and amount of how much a car is, and which is causing them to be in debt and actually eventually lose the car that they buy, right? So the first thing you should do before even you think about going to the dealership is become a member of the credit union. That's the first thing I would tell anyone. The first thing you need to do is become a member of the credit union. Why? Because at a credit union, you are able to get cheaper interest rates than you would if you go through the dealership. Think about it. The dealership is not there to help you. The dealership is there to make money off of you. And if they can make it money off you, the more money off of you, then they would. Okay? So the first thing you need to do before you even think about getting a new car is go through the credit union, become a member so you can get cheaper rates on cars and cheaper rates on homes. Now, after you become a member, the second thing you need to do is look through the membership website that sells cars. See what kind of deals that they have. Now, there was a time you would go through the credit union and they would have their own credit union website where you could look on cars and you can go through them. Now, they're no longer doing that, but they still have those websites up. So if you can go on those websites and find a vehicle that's within your range, then you can still go through that route. So then you can determine how much you're willing to spend on a car that you're looking for. Now, the third thing you need to do after you search up a car and find out the price range, when you go to the dealership, ask them, can they give you the out of door price? Let me say that again. Ask them, can they give you the out of door price on that vehicle? Okay? Because you want a certain amount that you're willing to spend your money to get a car on. All right? When you go there, you don't want to choose the price that they give you. You want to choose the price that you feel more comfortable with. Okay? So when you get that certain price, then you can go back to your dealership with a check from the credit union with that amount that you're willing to buy it for. So there's a fourth thing you need to do in order to do that. Now, what you need to do is save as much money as possible. So when you get that vehicle for that out the door price, you can quickly buy it off. You see where I'm going with this? So usually the typical car that you want should not surpass 3 to 3.5 years. If it's more than 3.5 years, then that means that that car is too much for you and you shouldn't buy it. So the fourth thing, save as much money as you can. So when you go back to the dealership with that check from the credit union, because you want to get the out of door price, so you can get that price put on a check from the credit union, and you want to give it to them. And then once you get that car, then the amount of money determines your interest rate. So the more money you put down, the lower your interest rate will be. And it'll definitely be much lower than it would be to go to the dealership because you're going to the credit union. So go to the credit union, save much money, you get a low interest rate, you go to the dealership, ask them from out of door price, and then give them the check. Then you'll get the keys, get the car, and then you'll start paying the credit union. And the low amount of interest rate, the quicker you'll be able to pay it off. You know, nowadays you got people who buying cars and they spending so much money because they're getting a 19% interest rate, a 24% interest rate, and then they wonder why they can't pay it off and why they spending so much money on a car because of the high interest rate. And the less amount you pay each month, the longer it's going to take. Usually a car should take no longer than 3 to 3.5 years, but now it's taking you 8 years to pay it off. Why? Because they got you with an interest rate that'll cause you to sometimes even pay double the amount of the car. Now, let me break it down to you. A car loses its value once it drives off the lot. We all know that, right? We heard it all before. But some of these cars, in the dealerships know, some of these cars, they lose interest, they lose value on the lot because a lot of these cars are not worth what they're selling it for. A lot of these cars are already upside down, but they're trying to charge you so much because you in a situation where you need a car and they're in a situation where they need to sell it, right? So they're going to charge you as much as they can in order to make a profit off of you, right? So the best thing to do to stop them from taking advantage of you and everyone else is to have a game plan. The game plan is, one, to go through the credit union, become a member, save as much money as you can so you can get a lowest interest rate on a car as you can. Then go to the dealership after you look for cars online and through the credit union dealer website. Go there, give them a check for the out of door price. Make sure to ask them that you're willing to pay for it for the out of door price. Okay, so once you say that, they're supposed to give you they should be taking up as many comps as possible to allow you to buy that car off. And once you get it to a price that you feel comfortable with, then you're going to bring them a check for that amount. And then you're going to get the keys in the car. And then you'll be able to pay it off quicker because you have a low interest rate. You won't have to pay 6 to 8 years on a car, which some of the cars are not even worth the amount that you're paying it for, because a lot of these cars are not even worth the money. A lot of them are upside down. That's why they're trying to get you to spend an extra on insurance, that just in case if the car is not of value, that'll be covered. Because they know, a lot of these dealerships already know that some of these cars are not worth the money that they're charging you for. So that's why you should go through the credit union's website so you can know exactly what kind of price that you're willing to spend on a certain vehicle. And if it's in your price range, go to the dealership, tell them you want out of door price, come back with a credit union check, pay it off, then start paying those car loans each month until you pay it off. Now your goal is to pay it off within 3 years or 3.5 years max. Anything more than that is too much for you. You can't afford it. So don't even try buying the car. So hopefully these strategies will help you to save money, and don't get caught up with $1,000 car loan each month that'll force you into not being able to pay off the car, and then next the repo guy comes to take it away, and then you out of a car and you out of money, and then you got to start all over from scratch. And avoid going through the dealership, because remember, they're not looking out for you, they're looking out for themselves. They're looking out making a profit, not saving you money. So you got to look out for yourself when you go to these dealerships. Okay, so share this with somebody, give me a like, become a subscriber, and till next time, have a great day and be safe out there.